Ixia, a leader in performance analysis solutions, presents the IX Network video tutorial series. IX Network is Ixia's flagship software application for testing the network infrastructure, including all devices like routers, switches, network access controllers, broadband access, carrier Ethernet, and data center Ethernet. It's used by professionals around the world, including development and system test engineers, network design and support engineers, and even marketing and sales to demonstrate product capabilities and performance. This video tutorial is brought to you by the IX Network Product Management team.
In this IX Network video tutorial, we are going to take a look at detecting misdirected packets. A per-port monitor detects and counts the number of packets arriving at the local port that are intended for another receive port. Chapter 1 introduces the test objective as well as the test setup. Chapter 2 shows how to reserve ports and configure static interfaces that are required to build traffic endpoints. Chapter 3 shows how to use the traffic wizard to build a test objective and test setup. And Chapter 4, we will go over statistics which will verify misdirected packets received at a certain port. Chapter 1, Test Topology. In this test, the objective is to monitor service leakage during a simple VLAN forwarding test. The test setup requires 3 Ixia ports connected to the DUT. Port 1 is the transmit port, and ports 2 and 3 are the receive ports. The DUT is configured to direct VLAN tag frames as shown on the screen. Port 1 will transmit MAC frames with VLAN IDs 3 and 4. Port 2 is expected to receive VLAN 3 frames only, and Port 3 is expected to receive VLAN 4 frames only. Even though this demo uses simple VLAN tag MAC endpoints, this feature applies to any type of supported traffic, including plain Ethernet, Q&Q, MAC and MAC, IPv4, IPv6, MPLS, or Fiber Channel over Ethernet. For the purpose of demonstrating the misdirected packets feature, the DUT is purposely misconfigured to misdirect VLAN 3 frames to port 3. Chapter 2, Getting Started. Start by adding 3 ports to the test. Once the ports are initialized, you can set the port names for your own reference. In this case, we'll set the port names to port 1, port 2, and port 3 as shown in the topology. Next, go to the Static Endpoints Configuration folder and create the MAC endpoints. Click on the plus button to bring up this dialog. Check port 1 and then enter 2 for the number of static LANs per port. Assign the arbitrary unique MAC address. Enable VLAN for both endpoints. And then select VLAN ID 3 and 4 for each of the endpoints. Make sure to check the Enable checkbox. Next, bring up the dialog again, and this time select port 2 and port 3. Again, assign unique MAC addresses to each of these endpoints. Since these are received ports, you do not need to enable the VLAN checkbox here. Now that you have the traffic endpoints created, we can move on to the traffic wizard. Chapter 3, Traffic Wizard. Begin by clicking on the Basic Wizard button to bring up the Traffic Wizard dialog. On this screen, set the traffic item name, for example, VLAN forwarding test. Then change the type of traffic from IPv4, which is default, to Ethernet VLAN. The effect of the type of traffic setting is that it filters out endpoints that do not match the configured type. For example, if IPv4 endpoints are intended for use to build the traffic item, then the IPv endpoints will not show up unless the traffic type is set to IPv4. Next, proceed to the endpoints configuration page. On this page, create 2 endpoint sets, one for VLAN 3 and one for VLAN 4. You can optionally change the endpoint set name by pressing the F2 button on the screen. Next, proceed to the frame setup configuration page. On this page, set the frame size and rate to the desirable rate. In practice, service leakage condition is more common when the DUT is under stress. Therefore, it may be desirable to set the rate up to line rate. For the purpose of this demonstration, this is not necessary since the service leakage will be introduced by DUT misconfiguration. We can leave the defaults on this page and proceed to the flow tracking configuration page. On this page, simply select the track by option VLAN ID and click Finish. This will wrap up the traffic wizard configuration. Optionally, you can also click Next to go to the summary page before exiting the traffic wizard. Before proceeding with applying and generating traffic, review the configuration summary. The traffic item should have two flow groups, one for VLAN 3 and one for VLAN 4 as shown here. Go ahead and click on the Apply button. Once the traffic item is applied, click on the Transmit button to begin transmitting traffic. Proceed to port statistics by clicking on the Statistics button on the left side menu. Chapter 4, Statistics. Select Port Statistics from the left side menu. This provides stats on all packets transmitted from and received by the port. Scroll to the right to find the misdirected packets columns. The misdirected packets monitor indicates that there are continuous misdirected packets arriving at port 3. Based on the test topology and the misdirection caused by the DUT, the result is as expected. This concludes the IX Network video tutorial for misdirected packets.
For more information on IX Network, check out www.ixiacom.com. Thank you for your time and interest from the IX Network Product Management Team.